Hey, it's Christy. Hey guys. Woo. Hope you're having a good weekend. I hope you are not getting stir crazy in your house. I am a little bit, not gonna lie. Although it really is just me and my, where is she? Sleeping cat. She sleeps so much, guys. And yes, that's a very large taco right there. It's a taco. Got it at the carnival. Alright. So hello. Good job finishing your first week's work with the Bunker Project. I'm very impressed so far. So, welcome to week 2 of the project. This is your sticker sheet, kind of, sort of, for the project, right? I'm just going to scroll down here. So this is week 1. You've done week 1. You should have done week 1. If you haven't done week 1, do week 1. I'm going to scroll down to week 2. Week 2. Cool. I'm just going to go over the driving question. I know that you probably already watched a video of Laura go through this. First of all, what is a driving question? It's the reason why we make you do these projects, right? So it's like the question that you're trying to find an answer to every week, right? The driving question for this project is how do we plan for and survive a long-term global threat? Last week we focused a lot on nuclear war, right? And having bunkers in place if there is a nuclear bomb dropped. That isn't the only reason one would need a bunker. So this week, for some of the classes, not mine, but maybe Ben's and Made's, you're going to talk a little bit about other reasons why you might need a bunker, or you might need to build a bunker. So, again, the question that you want to keep in the back of your mind for the next couple months, how do we plan for and survive a long-term global threat? So, at this point, you should have done the math already, and that was like the first part of the work for the week. And mine is, the science stuff is the second part. So I'm just going to scoot down here. It says science instructions, got easy 4 steps. Unfortunately, it's not as easy as it looks. I'm just bringing you to another document to make my life a little bit easier. So, here we go. I'm going to follow my instructions. I'm going to do exactly what I want you to do. So it says, watch this video to hear instructions for week 2. That's this video. You should have already clicked on that. Good job. Hey. Good stuff. Step 2. Download this week's instructions here. Copy them into a separate Google Doc. I think I can manage that. Click. Click. Copy. Alright, here we go. I don't even need to read it. I just need to copy it for now. Copy. Keep copying. Oh my goodness. It's taking forever. I think that's it. Alright, so copy. Control C. Bam. Then I'm going to go to File. I'm going to go to New. I'm going to go to Document. And then I'm going to not hit Control V. That's what I would normally do if I was copying and pasting. I'm not going to do it this time. I'm actually just going to right click and I'm going to hit Paste. Okay. Cool. If I go back to my instructions are right here. It says copy the directions into a separate Google Doc. Check. Title the doc with your name and week 2 bunker project science. Alright, I can do that too. So go up here to Untitled Doc. I'm going to say Christy week 2 bunker project science. Bam. Enter. And then your last step, guys, for me, in terms of setting up your doc is to share it with me. So you want to share the doc with Christy, answer questions, and fill out the doc, essentially, right? So, bam, this is my work for the week. My computer's doing some thinking. All right, this is my work for the week, so I'm going to share. And you don't need to share it with anyone except for me. So, okay. Bam! Right? There's my email. And then I hit send. Right? This way I can see everything you're working on. Cool. When you're going to actually hit send. You're not going to hit cancel like I just did. So then I can start doing my science work. So I'm going to go up to the first part here. It says answer the following questions using the notes and the videos provided. Okay, cool. What do you think the definition of sustainability is for this question? I just want what you got going on up here. You don't need to look it up on the computer. You don't need to look at my notes. I just want to know what you think. It will not be like penalizing you to get this wrong. Just what you think. Question 2. What's the definition of sustainability that can be found in Christy's notes for this week, which can be found here? Okay, so this I do actually want an official answer for. We're going to click here. We're going to go to my notes for the week. Awesome. Cool. It might ask you that you might need permission for me to access this file. If that happens, no big deal. I'm normally right by my phone, so just gotta push, give you access. So here are the notes for the week. So let me go back to the question. It says, what's the definition of sustainability that can be found in the notes? So you're just gonna look, it's actually in red. Everything important's in red. Sustainable is not sustainability. They are related. But I actually want to know what the definition I have for sustainability is. So we're gonna go here and you're gonna give me this definition right here. But I will say, guys, in order for you to do this week's work, you will need to know everything on this slide. So I'm just going to run through it really quick. So what does the word sustainable mean? Sustainable, the quality of not being harmful to the environment or not depleting natural resources, and thereby supporting long-term ecological balance. So in this definition, there are a few key terms that we've gone over in previous quarters. Some of you have not had me this year in environmental science. Some of you have had me in biology. Totally different ballgame. So I'm just going to go through this stuff very basic. So this will be a review for some of you, and for some of you, it'll be new information. So, what is the definition of sustainable in Christy talk? Let's go through it. Something is sustainable if it doesn't hurt the environment. It is sustainable if it does not involve using up all or the majority of our natural resources, right? You're not using up all of something so that the animals and the plants don't have access to it as well. Or future people, for that matter, right? Like if we use up all of the coal, right? Remember, coal is non-renewable, so that means that we can't make more. It's just made by Earth, and it takes billions of years to make. You can't just create more coal. You can't. It just doesn't work. It's non-renewable. You can't just poof, more coal. So using up all of the coal would be non-renewable, right? Not a good thing. So if we're using up all of something, that is not sustainable. It's not a sustainable practice. Something that makes it so that life can continue to not only continue, but to continue peacefully or happily, harmony, I guess, if you want to think of it like that, on Earth for many generations to come, for humans and animals alike. Something that creates environmental balance so that humans are not abusing more than most other species on Earth. So these four things, kind of describe what makes something sustainable, right? So then I talk about sustainability. So the process of making the world a more sustainable place. That's sustainability. So with this unit, we are talking about building things. In this case, we're building a bunker. And we're talking about if building things today in 2020 is a sustainable practice. Is what we're doing a process in which doesn't hurt the environment, in which we're not taking more than we need from the environment? Is it a process where there's balance and harmony? Right? These are the kind of the questions we're going to go over. To go back to the assignment, so you're going to give me the definition of sustainability. And then it says, question 3 here, based on the videos and questions from last week, do you think using cement and steel for building purposes is sustainable? So look at the definition again that I just went over, and I want you to tell me, based off of what you learned last week about cement or steel, is building and is mining for these natural resources a sustainable practice? Use one fact from what you learned last week to argue if it's sustainable or not. After reading the first 3 slides found in the notes, do you think that it's possible to build something sustainably? So this is an interesting question. So if I go back here, it says, excuse me, if you are attempting to build something sustainably, what does that mean? Building anything requires taking natural materials from the earth. If you're going to sustainably build a bunker in your background, it should be backyard. I don't know what I was thinking there. Backyard. It will require much thought in where your natural materials are coming from and how they were gathered, how they were mined. So most people do not consider typical mining practices to be sustainable because of how much pollution is being released, both into local habitats as well as air and CO2. Anything in the process of gathering, receiving, using the natural materials, limestone for example, for the project is endangering wildlife or the environment in any way, most people don't consider it to be a sustainable practice. So if everything we need to build with requires mining, can it even be sustainable? Can we make it sustainable? And these are the questions that you're trying to answer for me this week. So going back here, after reading the first 3 slides, do you think it's possible to build something sustainably? Guys, this is your opinion. I just want to know what you think here. Go to this website and find the graph with the title Global CO2 Emissions. This word here, emissions, just means like release of. So it means like how much CO2 is being released into the air. By sector, this just means like which part of our world. Like, is it building things? Is it manufacturing things? Is it schools? Like, what part of our civilization is releasing this CO2? So global CO2 emissions by sector. What percentage of CO2 is due to using concrete, steel, and aluminum in buildings and infrastructure? Infrastructure is kind of like buildings, like bridges, roads, things like that. So the question just asking you to take a look at this website and find a graph and answer just answer a basic question reading the graph, right? You're just pulling a number from the graph. So if this downloads here, the graph is not that one, even though you see the word CO2 emissions. It's not that one. It's that one. So you are trying to find out what is the